Penny used to be one of the worst brawlers in the game, but now currently one of the best brawlers in the game. But how did Penny turn to one of the best brawlers in the game? Well, to find that out, let's dive into the history of Penny. On June 19, 2018, Penny was released. Her attack, cannon, and star power worked a bit differently. The splash damage from her main attack used to not be able to pierce through enemies, and her cannon used to not have a fire damage after landing, and this ability used to be a star power, which I'll mention more later in the video. Her old first star power was called Last Blast. When Penny's cannon gets destroyed, it will shoot out 6 bombs, dealing 1680 each, which is the regular cannon's damage. Also, Penny used to have no voice in her release, which made it a bit bizarre. At the time, she was pretty decent at controlling areas with her super, but needed a few buffs or two to make her solid. For the next few months, Penny received buffs, like on June 19, 2018, Penny's cannonball's projectile speed was increased by 25%, and her cannon's attack delay was decreased from 3 to 2.5 seconds. August 30, her main attack damage got buffed by 40, and her main attack point burst now can pierce through enemies. And finally, on September 27, 2018, her main attack got 50% wider. These changes greatly improved Penny, and she was solid in modes like Jump Grab, Brawl Ball, and a few more modes. She was pretty decent at the time. In December 2018, she got a few changes. On the 5th, she received changes to her cannonball, so it targets the closest enemy instead of firing at a random enemy. Also, her main attack projectile speed was decreased by 6%, and Penny finally got her voice. On the 12th, she received her first skin, Lil Helper Penny, featuring as a limited Brawler Day 2018 skins. The projectile speed nerf she received this update really affected her, making her go down in a lot of modes, which made her go down to the B tier. For the next few months, Penny didn't receive any balance change, so she ended up staying in the B tier for the next few tier lists. On April 19, 2019, Bunny Penny was released costing 79 gems. In this meta, she ended up staying in the B tier, and she stayed there for the next few months. On June 11, 2019, Penny's Last Blast star power was rewarded to shoot the 6 cannonball to the target in the range of the turret instead of randomly shooting at the enemy. This really helped her out, and since one of Penny's counter Gene got nerfed, Penny ended up going up to the S tier. But of course, this couldn't last too long, because they nerfed Penny's Last Blast star power's amount of cannonballs from 6 to 4 on June 26, 2019. On August 14, 2019, they released Penny's second star power. This star power makes her cannonball have a burning effect after landing, which can really help out deal extra damage. Later that month on the 29th, they reworked Penny's animation and retextured Bunny Penny. Also, they fixed a bug where Penny's kills with Last Blast bombs didn't add up to the amount of stars. On October 23, 2019, they buffed her main attack damage by 60, which really helped her out to go up in several modes like Bounty, Jump Grab, and Brawl Ball. But she ended up going down to the A tier because of the nerf to her cannon. On March 17, 2020, Penny's first gadget Pocket Detonator was released, which will make the cannon explode dealing 1000 damage and knocking back anyone near the turret. This recent addition helped her be viable in more modes, which led her back to the S tier. Also, Dark Bunny Penny was added on the same day, costing 10,000 star points. On May 8, 2020, Penny's second gadget Captain Compass was released. When her cannon is placed down and when she activates her gadget, cannonballs will fire off at Penny's current location. Surprisingly, this was the last change in her in 2021. Anyways, in this current meta, Penny was struggling a bit, since a lot of tanky brawlers were good, which led her to the A tier. For the rest of the year, she stayed in the B tier in the meta of August 2020. In the beginning of 2021, she stayed in the B tier. At the time, there was a lot more better choices than Penny, and this is where her decline really begins. On March 16, 2021, the first ever Power League skin Smuggler Penny was released. She ended up going down to the C tier because she didn't receive any changes yet. On June 16, 2021, they buffed her main attack damage by 40, but this buff wasn't enough because she stayed in the C tier. On August 25, 2021, they increased her health by 200. The rest of the change weren't buffed, and instead of change to her brawler class from sharpshooter to damage dealer on October 27, and on December 16, her true silver and gold skins were added. In the beginning of 2022, she went down to the F tier. Her main problem is that her cannon is hard to get, which is the thing that makes her really good, because without her super, she's not that good and easily get countered by super competitive brawlers like Belle and a lot more. For the next few tier lists leading up to June 29, 2022, she stayed in the F tier. June 29 was a huge day for Penny because she got full-on rework and remodel. First, let's talk about her stats. They ended up buffing her health by 400, increasing her projectile speed for her main attack by 13%, and her cannon can set the ground on fire without her second star power. But she ended up getting some nerfs to balance out some other things. Her range for her main attack decreased from 9 to 8, the projectile speed for her super was slightly decreased, her gadgets and star power were also reworked. Her first gadget was Salty Barrel. She places down a barrel that has 2000 health, and it can be used as a shield or deal huge splash damage to brawlers who are really near her. Her second gadget was Trusty Spyglass, which fires a lot of cannonballs at once to any brawlers within the cannon range. Her first star power is Heavy Coffers, which make her splash damage bigger by 2 coins. Her second star power was Master Blaster. When her cannon is placed, any enemies near her will get knocked back and take 1200 damage. She also received a remodel to her default and her true silver and gold skins. Also, they reworked her description. This ended up making her really broken, which led her to an emergency nerf one day after, which they made her splash damage deal 25% less damage, and the cannon's delay was increased from 2.5 seconds to 3.5. This led her to go all the way up from the F tier to the A tier. On August 31, 2022, her health was nerfed by 200, she ended up staying in the A tier in this meta. On November 7, 2022, the Brawl Pass Season 15 skin Trash Panda was released. In this meta, she ended up staying in the A tier. On December 12, her main attack and super visuals were slightly reworked. In this meta, she ended up going up to the top of the A tier, because her Salty Barrel gadget really helps out on 10k damage against the most competitive brawlers. On February 28, 2023, her class was changed from Damage Dealer to Ulterior Lead, and Bunny Penny and Dark Bunny Penny and her cannons were remodeled. In this meta, she went up to the A tier. The recent additions with the indestructible walls are really helping out, because her cannon is really good behind walls. On April 25, 2023, the price for Dark Bunny Penny was changed to 29 gems, being purchasable after buying or getting Bunny Penny. Also, they fixed a visual bug with Bunny Penny and Dark Bunny Penny's cannon. On May 15, 2023, her health decreased by 200, she ended up staying in the A tier in this meta. On June 6, 2023, she received another nerf with her health by 200 and decreased the amount of health her Salty Barrel gadget had from 2000 to 1500. And that's the complete history of Penny. If you ended up enjoying, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.